Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show, and in today's episode, I wanted to talk on this thing that I've been, and I feel like it's more so with creators that do like voiceover content, or if they do like stitch content, duets, stuff like that, those types of content creators, because I know I used to do a lot of different stitch content on TikTok. I never really had no issues with people being upset if I had stitched their content. And that's the thing that a lot of people, I feel like that if they were to get upset, they don't understand how the crediting system works with like Instagram and TikTok, where even if it is on some stuff where their audio is being used, like you're still going to be famous. People are still going to know who you are. And I feel that like it's just people out there that don't understand that, and that's why I need to do this podcast episode to make people understand that. Because so I seen this post from somebody that inspired me to do voiceover content, Tony Baker. If you guys don't know who he is, I mean, this man, he used to have some of the most funniest voiceover videos of all time. He don't really do them no more, but man, I'm telling you, like the voiceover content, it was between him, John Hunt. Those are like the two main people I would watch. Like, I know that there would be creators that I didn't really know them like how I knew John Hunt and Tony Baker, but yeah, I would see like some other voiceover content creators too. But anyways, Tony Baker, he made this post on Instagram where it was somebody DMing him, talking about like, oh, you need to credit me for the content that you use. And that's what it was that so on Instagram, they call it, so kind of like how like TikTok has Stitch, Instagram has Sequence. So he sequenced their video pretty much. So their video, I guess they explain how stitching and sequence videos, like how they work. So the creator's video, either the whole video or a portion of the video plays, and then whoever the creator is, so Tony Baker or myself, we add something in after the video ends, or at some point in time and stuff, like the video will cut and then we add our part. So anyways, but yeah, it shows that the video was sequenced. And even then, it's like still, I think a person knows when watching that video that it's not Tony Baker's video. And I know even at times I've had to explain to people and say, like, yeah, it's still to this day, people don't be understanding that, yeah, that's not my video. I'm just adding a voiceover or stitching and, or anything else, duets, whatever. But it's like, people don't understand that. At times you are having to explain it to people, and I'm like, man, I feel like that you guys are the ones to blame. Like, I don't know why I'm having to constantly explain. Like, if you see any of the voiceover videos that I do, none of them are mine. Like, I have not seen Crazy Dogs. I'm trying to think, what else have I done voiceover to recently? Like, yeah, robots racing. I'm trying to think, like, yeah, any of the videos that you see me do stitches, sequences, voiceovers, it's not mine. But anyways, so the person DMs him. Let me see if I can find that DM. But they DM'd him and they was all like, oh, you need to credit me. And he was all like, the video was sequenced, so you already been credited. Like, your credits is there. And the person was all like, oh, I'm going to take you to court and all this other stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, you going to really take somebody to court over a sequence video? Let me see if I can find that video. Is it this, or not video, but is it? Okay, this is it. So the person, they go on and say to Tony Baker, why did you take my video without credit or without our permission? And Tony Baker, he goes on to say, I didn't take it. It's a sequence video. It's still attached to your page. Then the person goes on to say, we will file a complaint about copyright since you have a problem with authorship mark. And then that's when Tony Baker, he goes on to say, you should take the sequence option off your videos that Instagram allows, since you don't want people sharing your videos. And that's the thing too, where it's like, fam, if you share your stuff publicly, I'm not saying that, like it's giving people the rights to use your content. Obviously, if you don't want people to use your content, then you might not want to post that content. Now, I'm not saying, or you can private your account, but my thing is this. If your video goes viral, somebody's bound to use your video, whether they're re-uploading it or whether they are adding to it. Like, people are going to use your content, you know, and it just makes me think of the times where people have gotten on me for doing this. Well, I more so do voiceovers and stuff. I usually don't do sequence. I'll do Stitch videos, but I've never had nobody get on me about doing Stitch videos. But no, I do remember the time where, so this woman, she posts a video of herself eating a rotisserie chicken out in the middle of the woods. I would imagine, my thing is this: if you have time to set up your camera, start up your Instagram account, you know, or yeah, sign into it, whatever, you know, or you open up the app, you set your phone up, you do all these different things. I would imagine that you have either some roof, you know, system, you have a roof over your head to where you could have went home and overall ate this rotisserie chicken, but you wanted to stand out. You wanted to be different. You wanted people to watch this video and question it and crack jokes. So my thing is this, because when you're putting in that, this is just something that I remember a coworker at my old job telling me, that when you're putting your content out, you're bound to be criticized, you know, but it was more so used for when I was getting hated on a lot and stuff, like when he told me that and things. But no, it's like I look at a lot of different things. Like even when I post content, if my videos go viral and people decide to talk about those videos, fam, I can't do nothing about it. I just had some people in Nigeria. They were doing I think they had like a podcast, and they were just sitting down talking about one of my voiceover videos. And I'm like, fam, I can't do nothing about that. Because for one, it ain't my video. But two, it's like I'm putting myself out there. I guess like how I look at it, me being a content creator, just me overall having my stuff public, you can't really stop people. I guess, yeah, and that's the thing where I feel like that people like to misuse this. Nobody is stealing your content. If we're doing sequences, TikTok stitches, and Instagram sequences, TikTok stitches, TikTok duets, what else, remixes, whatever, it's like using audio and any of this other stuff. And my thing is this: if it's allowed, like, fam, if you don't want people to use it, then yes, like what Tony Baker said, you might want to turn that feature off, or you might not want to post your content publicly so other people can't see it. But getting back to my story, my situation, so yeah, I posted a video. I can't remember what the woman said, but she didn't like my voiceover, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, well, ma'am, for one, why do you feel like you gotta be different by going out in the middle of the woods and eating some chicken? Like, you could have just went home and did that. Like, at least for me, it's like I added something to this video. Like, what? I guess, like, at the end of the day, you're trying to, I guess, what? Like, I feel like that might be the goal with that video, is explaining to people to be different, you know, be unique. Eating chicken out in the middle of the woods ain't making you different and unique. That's just putting you in a risk of, okay, this chicken slips out my hand, falls on the ground. I mean, yeah, overall, if it falls on the ground at your house, it's gonna be dirty. But I mean, like, I feel like it'll be even more upsetting and stuff if it, like, you went all the way out to this middle of this woods, you try to be all different and stuff, and now you undropped your chicken because you trying to do some Instagram video and go viral. And I'm like, and then when you do go viral and people use the video. So yeah, she did do like a takedown thing on my video. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, well, ma'am, you posted the video publicly. It's whether the video if it would have been a comment or me doing the voiceover, it's like, still at the end of the day, it's like, you posted this publicly. You wanted people to see this. You know it, and that's the thing what people need to understand about content creating. You need to understand what you're signing up for when you are being a content creator. Now, I done had it where people done used my videos to do bad commentary over it. I done had people use my videos to add more to it. What else have I've had people even use my music to add more to it and stuff. And that's the thing. It's like, if you're posting this stuff publicly, it's like, I look at it like this. So lately I have been seeing on TikTok, a lot of different people have been doing remixes to Michael Jackson's music. Now, yes, in the line of work of you being a DJ or a music producer, you are going to do samples. You are going to do remixes to songs and any of this other stuff. I've never seen a DJ claim, oh, this is my original work, when we can clearly hear that is Michael Jackson. And yes, the remixing, and if you added any sort of instruments to it and stuff, then okay, yeah, sure, you can claim that. But the Michael Jackson vocals everybody knows that that's not your content. That's not you singing. If so, then it's like, okay, prove it. Prove to us that that is you singing. But man, I'm like, I cannot stress it enough when people, they get so upset by their content being used, but it's like you put your content out there for it to be used. So at the end of the day, what is it that you want? Because if you don't want the content to be used, then this is what you need to do. You need to go through either your TikTok settings or Instagram settings and turn that feature off for your videos to be stitched, duet, what else? And then, yeah, the remixing and sequences and stuff. But I feel like that people would argue and they're going to be all like, oh, I shouldn't have to turn it off. Okay, well, that's the thing. People are going to use it. So what? You're going to be going around just handing out. And that's what I think what a lot of these platforms, what they need to start doing is that if it's asked like, okay, was this a video that was stitched, or duet or sequenced or remixed? Like, is this something that they pretty much gave you the right to do remixes to it, like YouTube, for an example? Because I know there's been time where people have they've went and sent me copyright strikes for doing that, and I'm thinking to myself, you allowed the video to be used by the public. Like, I don't understand, what did I do wrong? Like, I'm not claiming the video is mine, and if I do wish that there was a way to link the original video, like if YouTube, well, I know, yeah, Instagram and TikTok, they already have a way, but no, yeah, I think that is something that YouTube should start doing. And I know for me, like when I do reaction videos, I always make sure that I copy the link, but it's like having to try to scroll through Instagram, and then it's like names that aren't really, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm not going to remember the name and stuff. Yeah, it's a little bit harder that way. So I think that I wish there was a way to have it where I could post my content from Instagram onto YouTube automatically, but it's like the original video is linked. But yeah, I'm like, man, I just, it trips me out when people, they get mad about that type of stuff. And I'm like, how is it hurting you at the end of the day? Like, I remember the one guy, he had, there was a video, it was an AI video. And that's the part that trips me out. I'm like, people are out here copyright claiming AI videos, stuff that's not even real. But so, and I'm like, hey, at the end of the day, if that's what you want to do, I'm not going to take that away from you, you know, and maybe I am wrong for getting on them for it being an AI video, but no, anyways, so the video's AI, and it was like of a giant roach. It looked like of, one of those rat roaches from Fallout, right? So it's walking across his wall, and I think it flew at the camera or something like that. I decided to do a voiceover video to it and add my own comedy to it. All of a sudden, I get an email, so the video gets taken down. I emailed the guy, and I was all like, hey, can you remove the copyright strike? Like, I didn't know. Like, I'll take the video down and stuff. And that's the thing. I'm always respectful when it comes to using people's content. Like, but that's the thing, too, where it's like, I don't know whether or not that person is going to allow it. So I'm like, okay, I'll use it. And if they reach out, like there was the one account not too long ago where they didn't even reach out. They had, I was sent like a 7-day notice thing to take down the video. So at least they gave me time to take down the video. Okay, cool. I appreciate that. I'm not going to argue about it. I ain't got no ill feelings towards you. None of that stuff. You don't want me to use the video, I won't use your video. But anyways, but no, the guy with the AI roach, I'm like, can you remove the copyright strike and things? Because as you know, that is damaging to my content creating career, right? He goes on and he said something, it pretty much along the same lines like the guy that had reached out to Tony Baker talking about he was going to take me to court. I'm like, you going to take me to court over an AI roach? I like, bruh, you went through Sora or you used some editing software. That's not even, fam, come on now. And the funny thing is, it looked like the video was being recorded, like the original video was being recorded inside of a hotel room. So my thing is this, let's sit down and think about this, right? You went out to a hotel, I don't know whether it was something that you animated or if it was AI or what, but overall though, I would imagine that you don't own no big old giant roach. So if it was animated, then okay, then it was your created animation. But still though, did that, if it was at a hotel room, did you ask permission from that hotel to record inside their hotel room? Because if not, then it's like, fam, how can you get on me about copyrights? Meanwhile, you're inside of another person's place of business recording in the inside, and you didn't even ask them for permission to record in the inside. And so I feel like that people would try to argue that, and they're like, oh, I pay for the hotel room, this, that, and all this other stuff. Yeah, but they don't say nothing in there that you can record. So that's why I'm like, fam, you know, people, that it's funny how they try to be smart when it comes down to these copyright conversations. But I'm like, fam, it's not hurting you if somebody uses your video. If somebody uses your video, that's promotion for you. And if it's one of those things, because I know, like, if, let's say, a video goes mad viral and I do interviews and all this other stuff, I'm not going to claim the video as my own. If somebody asks, like, let's say I do okay, like my most viral voiceover video was this like Florida video that I did a voiceover to, right? Let's say a Florida TV show or radio show or YouTuber invited me on and they wanted to interview me about that video. If they were to ask, were all of those things recorded by me, I'm not going to lie and be all like, oh yeah, I recorded all of that stuff. I know I didn't record that stuff. And people are going to call me out on it. So my thing is this. The only thing that I can say is that the only thing that I own in that video is my voice. That's it. That's all that I own. You know, and it's kind of crazy to me where it's like you add to the video, I'm adding my voice, so it's like in a way I do feel like that my voice is being copyright claimed. Like if we gonna get technical with it and stuff, and I'm like, how are you gonna copyright claim my voice? You don't own my voice. So that's why I'm like, yeah, man, you know, you got people out there where it's like they go a little bit above and beyond with these copyrights. And you know, the thing is this. If I had people, you know, and I remember when I started doing reaction videos, people were saying this, that I need to reach out to the creator. You know, a lot of the times, like as a content creator, or just overall as an entertainer and stuff, it's like you're trying to, I guess I could, but at the same time, it's like I'm trying to put out content, you know. So at the end of the day, I'm like, yeah, I'm just overall, I'm just trying to entertain my audience, you know. And if it came down, if it comes down to doing reaction videos, voiceovers, or whatever and stuff. And that's the thing too, where it's like a lot of content out there, and I think I said this more so with reaction videos, that there's, I'm like, I don't know, I feel like that maybe I can't say this, but at the same time, I feel like that there's more unoriginal content being uploaded than there is original content. Like, I don't see nobody playing their own video game. I see people playing other video games. When it comes down to doing music reactions, I don't see people doing reactions to their own music. I see them doing reactions to other people's music. Same with any other line of reaction videos, or if we're doing stitches. And yeah, you'll see it maybe from time to time, people stitch a video from like I guess some years ago and things. But other than that, you'll mainly see people doing stitches and duets and using audios of other people's artists and stuff. So we're living in a world where it's like, build around somebody else's content, you know. And then on top of that, on top of you blowing up that person's content, you're blowing up yourself. So how is that a problem? Like, if I had some audio that went viral and people decided to use it, or if it was a video, whatever the case is, fam, I am not going to be upset about it. At the end of the day, that is promotion for me. So that's why I'm like, I guess, I don't know, like, even if it was on some stuff where I'm like, I wasn't doing reactions and voiceovers, let's say I was just doing gaming and music and short films and comedy skits and stuff like that. If people were using my content, whether it was reactions or adding on to it, and I had people do that. I actually had it where people, they were doing, it was videos I posted on TikTok, and people were using it, and I was all like, oh wow, this is actually kind of dope. Like, and it's funny too. Like, there is the one video, the last time I seen somebody use my content, it was when I did that voiceover to the Batman and Black Panther picture where they were hiding off in the tree. And this guy, I think, I reposted it. I reposted that video on TikTok because I found it funny. And I'm like, nah, man, but I didn't have a problem with it. Because for one, I'm like, I don't own that photo. I never created that photo. I technically can't say that the only thing that I own in that video is my voice. That's it. So, but yeah, he did a stitch to the video, and I'm like, all right, cool, dope. I want to see more of that, you know. But yeah, you just got some people out there, they're gonna be weird about that type of stuff. But anyways, with that being said, yeah, man, it's like, people, look, you need to understand that it's not hurting you if somebody uses your content. If anything, it's promoting you, you know. So it's like, if you're trying to grow as a content creator, like shutting out people that wants to help you grow, how is that? Like, how does something like that work? You know, so because I don't think there's been times where people, they can just grow on their own, but I feel like a lot of times, like, you see whether it's a musician, a comedian, whatever, it's like you see where other people be shouting them out, showing love, you know, trying to get them involved, so it's like they can grow too and things. But yeah, you got some people out there, they don't understand that, I guess so. But anyways, with that being said, I'll talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Like, subscribe, viewing this on YouTube. Follow or subscribe, viewing this on the podcast streaming service. And peace.